Real estate agent, are you looking to acquire clients consistently so you can grow your business and your income to live a great lifestyle? This is Dave Finale and the RE Skill Builder Podcast.
Hey everybody, Dave Finale here. Yeah, sorry about the mix up there, but you know it's been a really interesting week, and we are here. We are here at the Skill Builder Labs, doing everything that we always do, building our businesses, helping agents build their businesses. And sometimes what happens is the best laid plans don't work out. So this week we had just posted the promo on Jake Wolf, the co-founder and co-leader of Clever Leads, the best technology you're ever going to want for your business. He had to reschedule due to a personal situation. And then we brought in this great agent building his business slowly but surely in the northern New Jersey area, Hoboken, New Jersey, Jeff Bonk. But unfortunately, an hour and a half ago, Jeff was called away for personal issue he had to deal with immediately. So we are here as me and Dave Finale, Real Estate Skill Builder, and we're going to shift the gears a little bit, and we're going to talk about something that we need to talk about, right? We need to talk about different things as we go along in life, and we need to build our businesses. So I want to talk about differentiation a bit. You know, recently I saw a great video by a great buddy of mine, John Cheplack, where he talked about not only doing what you needed to do on a daily basis, getting things done, but he also talked about lastly about standing out, right? And it's one thing that with my years of working with John has helped me is the biggest phrase that John always used was be different, not better. And we worked a lot on this together, both one-on-one and in group, to get to a point where we actually understood what that actually meant, right? So being different, it's really, in my opinion, it's doing what others won't do. All right, so I'm not saying that you need to, take your clothes off in the middle of a highway. That's standing out, sure, right? But what I'm saying is that you need to understand what works, what doesn't work, and what are you willing to do, which is what other agents refuse to do. And that's what differentiation is. That doesn't matter, right? If it's something simple. Like, I'm not talking about the art of differentiation being very difficult to get rolling with, to understand. I'm not talking about that at all, right? But what I am talking about is I'm talking about doing things differently. Like, how do you talk on the phone, right? So if we talk about doing things differently, what are you doing to help yourself, right? So I'm going to go into some notes I have, and I'm going to go through this whole thing. So, the art of differentiation basically is all about what I said, standing out, doing things that other agents won't do. Some of you, if you do video, you're being different, right? See, your crappy video, the video that you don't like because you don't like the way you look and you don't like the way you sound, is better than the video of your competition down the street that doesn't exist, right? So your bad video will outclass the non-video, right? So it's a matter of doing things that others refuse to do, being a little bit out there and doing things differently. So, what I want you to understand from this is I want you to get an understanding of what different really is, right? What is different? It's just like I said, it's doing what others won't do. How to use it. I want you to understand how to use it, right? There are people out there that, just are different, and that's how they do business. Different could be actually doing your job. Dr. Seuss, one of the greatest authors we ever knew, said, "Why fit in when you're born to stand out?" Right? So let's take it from Dr. Seuss and just understand that we don't want to fit in. We don't want to do what everybody else is doing. You see, the number one problem that new agents face, the number one problem that they face is they don't look within themselves, they look without themselves. And what I mean by that is they go into their companies, their offices, whatever, bricks and mortar, whatever it is, and they go inside and they go, instead of looking within what they got in themselves, they want to hear what everybody else is doing to get business. One of the first things I always said to my new agents in my brokerage was, don't listen to an experienced agent. And let me tell you why, okay? I'm going to tell you why right now. Number one, let's say you have an office of 50. You have 50 agents in the office or in the company, and you get 1, 2, maybe 3 really great producers. And then you're going to have maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 middle level producers, if you're lucky. Maybe that's just 2, right? My situation, that's really what it was. And then there's 30 agents that are just doing onesies, twosies, threesies, and think it's a big deal when they do 6, right? I'm sorry if you're watching this and you're getting pissed off at me. I really don't care, because if you're doing 6 transactions and think you're doing a great job, you're not, right? If you're doing 12 transactions, 1 transaction a month, good for you. That's great. In some areas, that's a lot of money. But in a lot of areas, it's not enough to live on, right? So when we're looking at what business we're doing, we're looking at the new agent. And then, of course, there's the other 10 agents in the company that don't even show up. They just hold their license there and pay the fees. I don't know why they're spending $1,200 a year, $1,400 a year to just sit around, right? And then there's the people that complain about the $1,400 a year. Think about what it costs you to be in business, right? For those brokers that open up these offices, these big offices, and the amount of money that they're spending, they're broker owners, but they don't understand that they can either be a broker or they can be an owner. There's 2 pieces to that, right? I learned that from my great friend and partner, Mark Stein. So the important part we need to look at is they're listening to the wrong people, right? So in a big respect, right, they're getting the wrong things from the wrong people, or maybe they're getting the wrong things from the right people in their mind. But what they're looking at is different stuff that doesn't work, because they're just copying others. And I'll give you an example, right? So how many people, when they get a listing, just got a new listing, or they get a new sale, I'm so blessed that I was able to get these people their new house and they moved in today, right? Do that a few times. See how much engagement you get. You're not going to get any. That's a lot of crap. We want to know about what's going on in different people's lives. We want to know stories. Look, when you become a real estate agent, you now become a public figure. There's no question you become a public figure. And how do you work on that? Well, you know what? You got to be different. You got to be different in order to excel. And I talked about talking to the wrong agents and don't talk to an experienced agent. If you don't talk to the top agents to see what they're doing, and you just watch what they're doing and try to copy, it's not enough, because you're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. You're not seeing all the work that they've been doing and all the heartache and all the testing, A/B testing, ABCD testing, whatever they've been doing to get to where they are now, and all the hard work and heartache that they've been doing. So I want you to understand that it's really important that you decide to do that. And you know what happens when you decide? Everything else goes away, except for what you do decide on. So let's talk about being different. Sometimes, we're about to do something different. Like maybe it's pick up the phone, right? Maybe it's pick up the phone to actually call for sale by owners, call expireds, call withdrawals, whatever it is, or do circle projects. We're about to do it, and then we wimp out. We lose the guts. Why? Well, one reason could be that you're not prepared. The other reason is that your why isn't strong enough, right? But really, you just don't want it enough. You just don't want to do it. You're not set up. You haven't set yourself up. You haven't built the footing for the foundation to sit on to work with all the pillars of your business you need to do. Once you set that up, then you're able to really take the differentiation part and move it forward. Something different is making those calls, because if nobody in your office is doing it, You're different. So you might be saying, well, Dave, what's different about making calls? Like I said, if nobody in your company's doing it, it's different. These are the little differences. How about, there's a lot of other things, right? So being different, it may take guts. And there's going to be fear involved, right? So as I've said a lot recently, what is the one thing that you can attack the fear with? It's called action. You've got everything to gain. You're going to get noticed. And guess what? If it's video, if it's a post, if it's an engagement situation on social, you're going to get noticed and have the scroll stopped. You're going to be able to stop the scroll, right? Here's one thing I want you to understand when I'm talking about differentiation and the art of differentiation. It's an art form when you get consistent at being different, strange, odd, not in compliance. And for those brokers out there, my state broker, I'm not meaning out of compliance with the state rules. I'm talking about quote unquote out of compliance of the ordinary. I want you to be extraordinary. You need to be different. You need to understand that even the way you write things out is going to show a point, is going to make people think, right? So I'm going to give you some ideas and examples of what differentiation really is and what's some different things that you can do. And I built a list here that I'm just going to go down one by one. And the art of differentiation has to do with all of these and many, 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 many more. The first thing I'm going to ask you is going to be the same thing I'm going to ask you when I finish this quick list that I built. How far are you willing to go to stand out? What are you willing to do? Now, I want to preface this with saying that you do not have to spend a lot of money on this. You don't have to spend a dime on this. This can be all from your own creation. Remember, we want you to get good at being odd, at being strange. Look, I've always been different. I've always done things differently. I've always said what I thought. People say, oh, it's because he's from the New York metropolitan area, northern New Jersey, that's just how Finale is. That's okay. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all. So let's talk about some different things. I'm going to start out with video. Video. Now, you don't need a big production, but you can do selfie videos all day long. You can put them in your stories on Instagram and Facebook, right? And if they're not that great, they disappear in 24 hours. That's the great thing about doing live video. You can do it through your stories or whatever, through Instagram to go to Facebook. Any type of video. Now, your video is better, as I said earlier, than your competition's non-video. So you can do market statistics once a week. You can do what's going on in the town, events, everything, anything you can think of. You can do, you can do what's going on in interviews of different people, different store owners in town, right? So I want to give a shout out to my friend Kyle Whistle, and you can do his mayor media mastermind, his video mayor mastermind that he does to teach people how to do video to build their businesses, right? So that's one thing. Video is probably the biggest thing that you can do to be different, right? You see, I'm on video all of the time, right? Is it different for me? Not at all. It's basically every day for me, right? Let's go to the next thing. When we're talking about social, let's talk about posting. What kind of posts are you putting out there? Are you just putting out text, or are you highlighting the text? Are you using an emoji? Are you using emojis? Are you using your avatar that Facebook gives you now, right? Are you using that, right? Are you asking questions? And are you communicating? Are you doing this? Now we got to look at not only our posting, but we got to look at private messaging, direct messaging, DMs, PMs, whatever you want to call them, right? There's so many M's. Everybody asks me, Dave, what's a DM? So you can do that in Instagram. You can do that in as well as in Facebook. But the other thing you have to understand is that people say, and people ask the question, well, Dave, how much should I post? Well, as another friend of mine, Chris Smith from Curator says, is give him the dollar 80 version of you. Give him give him your 2 cents 90 times a day. You know, that could be a quick story post. It could be Reels. It could be TikTok. Whatever you want to do. I say spread your stuff on a daily basis around all the channels. But I'm going to tell you your most important channels in this business right now in real estate are going to be Facebook and Instagram, right? YouTube, another story. That's where all your videos are going. And that's where you can also build a big business there. You can really do it. Let's talk about dialogues, right? What's a dialogue? I thought we're talking about scripts. Well, there's something called scripts, but there's also something called dialogues. The way you talk, right? So most agents out there will get a script and they will just read it. They will have it in front of them and they will read it. Let me give you an example, right? So I'm going to read a for sale by owner script, right? I'm going to say, hold on one second, guys. I seem to be being... So anyway, what I was saying is, let me get back to that, is when we talk about scripts and we talk about dialogues, the difference in the issue is what you're saying, but it's not really what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. So let me read this script. It's a for sale by owner script. Hi, this is Dave. I'm with eXp Realty. I'm calling about the home for sale. Is this the owner? Okay, great. I'm doing a survey of all the FSBOs in the area, and I was wondering if you sold this home, where would you go next? LA? That's exciting. How soon do you have to be there? 3 months. Fantastic. How would you rate your motivation to move on a scale of 1 to 10? 5? Good for you. What methods are you using for marketing your home? Oh, signs and ads. Great. How did you determine, and I can go on, but if you heard, that is actually better. That is better than most agents I've worked with when they start out. But when they start out with me, they don't know any better. They don't know because this is the script they've been given. Here it is. You're given the script. Here, read this. Call a FSBO or two. Get an appointment, right? It doesn't say, find out about their house. It doesn't say, why did you're over. It doesn't say to tell them that they're overpriced. It doesn't say to tell them that you're great. It says get an appointment. Your first thing that you need to do is build rapport. So how do you do that differently? Really simple. Here, I'm going to start all over again, right? Hey, this is Dave Finale with eXp Realty. I saw you're selling your home for sale by owner. Are you the owner? Is this Joe? Is it all right if I call you Joe? Great. Well, you know what? I like to keep abreast of all the for sale by owners in the area, and I do surveys with them. Would it be all right if you answer a couple of questions? Great. All right. So where are you going to go when you sell a home? You're selling your home. Who knows, you might be out in 60 days. Where are you going to go? Oh, you're going to Florida. Great. I love Florida, man. I guess it's way too hot, but you know what I mean? It's still great. But what part are you going? Fort Lauderdale. Oh, man. I love Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale to me is like the most important place I want to go, the best place I want to go in Florida. I love Los Altos Boulevard. I don't want to be on the beach though, right? I want to be like near the Intercoastal on Los Altos Boulevard in that area because I just love the action there. I love the shops. I love the restaurants. It's great to hang out there. And, let's face it, we're all working for a lifestyle. Sorry, I kind of digressed there. Sorry, so you're going to go to Florida. Excellent. When did you want to be there? Oh, you want to be there by November? Awesome. So we got a couple of months to play with. That's fantastic. Okay. So, what's going to bring you to Fort Lauderdale? Okay. You're downsizing. You're retiring. Great. I get that 100%. I don't know if I'll ever retire, but you know what I mean? It's just, some people do, some people don't. Right. So great. So you're ready to go. Okay. Your kids are out of the house. Excellent. They're all married. Great. Oh, and your son lives in Florida as well. That's awesome. Fantastic. So, you've got your home on the market and you're getting ready to move. So what kind of marketing have you been doing with the home? What's been working for you? Okay. So you got a sign, you got an on Zillow. Okay. So what type of offers have you seen? So anyway, guys, I could go on and on with this dialogue. When I did first, it was a script. When I did the second, it was a dialogue. Do you see the difference? This is the art of differentiation at its best. Okay, so we talked about scripts and dialogue, we talked about video, we talked about posting. Circle prospecting. There are so many ways to circle prospecting. Now, if you've got an open house, you're going to do 10, 10, 20, which is my favorite thing that I always talked about, where you're going to knock on doors 10 to the left, 10 to the right, and 20 on the other side of the street, right? But what are you going to say? You can actually increase this to 100. Now, if you've got a system to get the information for you can also call them. So say you're having an open house. You're going to invite them to the open house. Hey, this is Dave with eXp Realty. I saw that, we're doing an open house at 321 Main Street down the street near you. I just wanted to invite you to the open house. We're doing an early open house, 12 to 1 for the neighbors. We're going to start a barbecue at that time and we'll have refreshments for everybody. So come on by, take a look at the home before the public one starts at 1 and we'll be able to have a little chat. I'd love to have you come. That's a dialogue. That's different. Or you could say, hey, you know what? Just want to let you know we're doing an open house at 321 Main Street down the street from you. Love to have you come. So, but I just want to let you know that we usually get a lot of people at our open houses. And sometimes, it's happened that people have blocked driveways. So, if they're blocking your driveway, just take down my name and number and call me and I'll get it moved for you. Circle prospecting, door knocking. It could be door knocking, but it's actually warm door knocking, right? Circle prospecting. Here's one other way you can do different. In this market we're in June of 2021, what are we looking at? We're looking at multiple offers, highest and best. And by the way, if you're one of those agents that you put the listing on Monday and then or on Friday, and then in the comments it says highest and best due on Tuesday, stop doing that. Everybody knows it's going to go there. Just stop doing that because you look like an idiot, right? Anyway, that's just my opinion, right? So where were we? Okay, so circle prospecting, we've got lots of multiple offers. So what you could do is you could actually take some offers that you have not had accepted and go say, hey, you know what? I was walking around the neighborhood and that house down the street just took an offer. I wonder if any of the other offers that they didn't accept would work for you. There's a lot of ways to do this, but it's just a different idea, right? So that's another way to circle prospect or knock on the door and say, hey, I'm Dave, eXp Realty. I'm the area realtor. Question, if someone came knocked on your door like me and said, I want to buy your property, what would you say to them? How much would you ask? So saying different things. This is also dialogues as well, but a different way to circle prospect. Your presentations. Your presentations are another way to differentiate yourself. A lot of people want to go in and talk about marketing. They want to say, oh, I do this and I do that. Well, you know what? You don't need to talk about your marketing because pretty much they know that you're going to do everything that everybody else is going to do anyway. And if your marketing sucks and you're in a tough market, a normal market, you're going to lose. Nowadays, your marketing needs to be on point. Your pictures need to be on point. And your presentation does not necessarily need to be this long drawn out diatribe, this long drawn out monologue of them listening to you talk, getting bored because they want to hear one thing. What do they want to hear? They want to hear the price. They want to hear what price you came up with and what your commission is. So how about changing your presentation and doing your price and commission first and then do everything else, right? Pre-presentation, pre-listing marketing. Start marketing the house before you even go to the presentation and then show them what you've already done. Something different. I've got just the process. It's really simple and it's got an 88% success rate. How about presentations of contracts? We're all having a lot of trouble getting our contracts approved. And I know some people that have gone to 20, 25 houses before they got an offer accepted. I've got a way that will give you probably work 70 to 80% of the times. So far with our usage of this one strategy, it's been 78% effective when there are higher offers. How about that? Higher offers, it beat out. It's another strategy. It's being different, right? Virtual. Now that's the art of differentiation that you all may have realized over the past 15 months. And if you're going to abandon it, shame on you. Virtual walkthroughs, public virtual walkthroughs, open houses. How about this one? On-demand open houses. Then we're going to talk about engagement marketing through social. We talked a little bit about posting earlier. Engagement marketing through social and actually going out there on a post and actually asking for engagement. How do we do that? Questions. We do that with interesting things, right? There's engagement marketing and engagement advertising on social without a call to action. I know that's sacrilegious in the marketing field. No call to action. I'm going to tell you that a lot of commercials you see on TV. Oh, wait, you don't watch TV? Neither do I. So, but I watch, we use Netflix and all that stuff, right? But my point there is that, you know what? Most television commercials make a point or they tell a story. What is the famous Budweiser commercial, during the Super Bowl or at Christmas? It's the Clydesdales in the snow during Christmas, or it's the Clydesdales doing something with a dog or whatever. It's cute and you remember what it is, right? Email. People say, well, email, I don't open my email. Well, if you do a great job with circle prospecting, with phone calls, with dialogues, with video, social media, engagement posting, email is going to have a much better effect. Texting, messaging, the same thing. The question I have for you is, how much are you willing to do to stand out? So as I go through this art of differentiation, the important part I want you to know is that it is extremely important to understand that if you want to be like everybody else, expect to make the same money that the average agent makes. That's not a lot. It's not a lot at all. My name is Dave Finale. You can reach me by going to davefinale.com, or you can go to talktodave.work. I'll put this back on in a second, but I'm available. I help agents all over the country. I help people. I help agents make a difference. Make a difference first to themselves, second to their customers. Like I said, my name is Dave Finale. Please do me one favor, or help me out with njheroesprogram.com. It is a program to help. Let me just put it on the thing here, right? njheroesprogram.com, which I'm going to end with now as we go out. njheroesprogram.com is a program to help our heroes. Heroes come in many shapes and sizes. So you know what? As I'm going out, I am just going to do the commercial that we have for that. And then I want to thank you for watching this broadcast. Next week, I guarantee you we will have another great broadcast. It will be episode 159. It will also be episode 156. If you take the number of weeks in a year and you divide it by, you add them 3 times. 3 times 52 is 156. We have done this broadcast every week for 3 years. And next week will be our 3-year show. I look forward to seeing you. Please watch this little video, which talks about, if I can find it, which talks about NJ Heroes Program. And thank you so much. NJHeroesProgram.com is all about heroes. What's a hero? Who's a hero? Active military, military veterans, police and fire personnel, nurses, doctors, teachers, municipal workers, grocery store workers, and transportation workers. This is about helping these heroes, save money when buying and selling their homes. Through the New Jersey Buyer Rebate Program and Seller Negotiable Commissions, NJHeroesProgram.com saves heroes money when buying and selling their homes. I'm Dave Finale. I'm a real estate broker in New Jersey and a real estate coach helping agents nationwide. I've coordinated real estate agents and affiliated services all over the state of New Jersey to save our heroes money when buying and selling homes. We need to help them out. Heroes come in many shapes, sizes, attitudes, and jobs, right? The one thing that makes them all heroes is they helped us. One way or the other, they protected us. They've been there for us. Now I think it's our turn to be there for them. At least it's my turn. Go to njheroprogram.com as a hero and give us a little information so we can save you money when you buy a home. As an agent, loan officer, home inspector, attorney, or anyone aiding in home ownership, become a sponsor. To become a sponsor, there is no cost. All you have to do is give back. How easy is that? Go to njheroprogram.com. I can't wait to talk to all of you. Let's go. Let's get it done.